Hey, what's up, everybody? Your boy JC. Everyday Thoughts is in the building. Everybody gather around. Tonight's topic is why do people go back to their old ways? Special guest tonight with LaLa. So everybody gather around. Hope everybody's having a good and blessed day. Make sure y'all be very active. Appreciate everybody to comment. I try to get to as many as possible. So be very active. Very fun-filled atmosphere I like to produce. So everybody be best behavior. So how's everybody doing tonight? What's going on, Miss Matthews? What's going on, Miss Renee? What's going on, Hannah?
All right, we're gonna try this one more time, bro. Can you hear me?
Alrighty,
All
then.
right, then.
It's still
It's
echo.
still echo. My God. Like, I don't hear echo on my end, though.
Oh, you don't hear it?
You don't hear it? No. Does anybody hear echo? Yes or
Yeah,
no?
anybody
Does
hear
anybody
echo?
hear echo?
Yeah, I can hear
Yeah,
it.
I can hear it. I can't hear nothing. I hear crickets.
Yeah, cricket,
Yeah,
yeah.
crickets, yeah. Yeah, I hear crickets, but I don't hear no echo. Does anybody in the audience hear echo? And I hear frogs.
All right, let's
All
get
right,
to it,
let's get
bro.
to it, bro. All right. So pretty much what we're discussing here is pretty much that people have a tendency of going back to their old ways, their old habits, sometimes even their old somebody, like their exes.
People
And
saying to put
people
on
saying to put on
earphones.
earphones. What happened?
People are saying to
You
put
were
on your
saying to
earphones.
put on your earphones. Put on your earphones?
Yeah, so I can hear you better.
Yeah, so I can hear you better. Let me see if I pull my headphones. Hold on. Y'all gotta bear with me, y'all, cause
All
the
right.
first time I'm live with people. I only do this when I'm on my YouTube channel. That I will leave in the comments down below to subscribe to.
Yeah, make sure
Yeah,
everybody
make sure
subscribe
everybody
on your
world. All right, now y'all can hear me?
Yeah, better.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Sorry, y'all. Well, I guess I gotta have the phone in my hand then.
All right. Let's get to it. People going back to their old ways. So, what do you have to say? What do you have to say about that? You brought this topic up. What's your thoughts about
Because
that?
people tend to go back to their old ways because they don't know how to let go. They just stick to what they know. They're afraid to try something new. Like, for example, if you was out there being a player and that's all you knew because you don't want to settle down, you're afraid of you don't want to be with that one person. You're afraid that you might miss out on something. You might miss out that next person or that next best thing. That's why a lot of people are so stuck on trying to be being a player, talking to this person, talking to that person, talking to this person, that person, until when they realize it's too late, where they get older and they're by themselves. People resort to it always because it's comfortable. Yeah, you do have a point, but sometimes comfortable ain't that good. It's not.
Yeah, but I just feel like I said, some people are just stuck in their own ways and what they're comfortable living a certain type of lifestyle. That's why they go back to the old ways. So, everybody has their own choice. A lot of people they encourage a lot of men to really, live life, go out there and travel, meet new people before you try to go out there and settle down with somebody, especially in your late 35, 40. That's when you want to settle down. But in your early 20s, 20, you're still experiencing life. You're still growing into the man you're supposed to be. So that's why you see a lot of older people Like, you know what, just have fun right now. Then try to worry about wife, kids, all like in the whole 9 yards. Once you get older and like when you're a lot more established.
Now, here's the thing though, even people who's older, people who's in their 30s and 40s, they still stuck in their old ways. They still want
Yeah,
to
that's
be,
true.
they want to still be like up in up in the clubs, trying to go with the 20 something year olds. Like they old and gray, still in the silk shirts, trying to get with the next tenderoni. And it's like, yo, you like the old bum in the club. Like, what you doing? Sit down. Like, you need to be home, playing with some grandkids or playing bingo or something. You feel me? Like, yo, calm that down. Like, chill out. What you
Yeah.
doing with what you doing with that? You don't know what to do with that.
Yeah, man. It's a lot of times like older people, they just want to go out there. They still want to be the young crowd, want to still party, still want to drink. But and then also too, you do have that, quote unquote, the whole phase. You got the player stage for women too, where they have to feel like they gotta get a lot of body count before they can settle down too. So it goes both ways, not just men and
Yeah, a
women.
lot. Yeah, it's over women too. Women too. We have, and especially as a woman myself, we have a tendency of having bragging rights.
Yeah, but then, like I said, there's only like a window for y'all to have children, etc. So it's like it's more cautious for a lot of women because as being a man, I can, give life until I'm like 60, 80 years old. So it's like a window for when women if they want to settle down, start a family. But somewhat as
Yeah.
far as, you guys focus on your careers, that may take time away from your career. I mean, your upbringing, your children, and then not a lot of the fact that a lot of women have to go out there and work, maybe two, three jobs, still go to school. So it's like you don't have that many choices, options to go to school or just be a stay-at-home mom because not too many men are making the kind of money for you to be a stay-at-home mom. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So it's kind of like,
Hannah says the older you get, change becomes easier because you start to realize you're not in control, but everyone's in their own journey. Yeah, everybody's in their own journey, their own path as well. Another thing too, in terms of people get stuck in their old ways, is like people go back to the same kind of people they talk to. Like they go back to the same toxic people because they feel comfortable with that instead of exploring what could be better for them or who could be better for them. Like they hang around with the same bum ass friends who be
a
staying
family
around in the
member.
corner, huh? Or family member, bum ass friends or family members who ain't doing nothing with their lives, and probably have them influence them like, oh no, you shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be doing this. Da da da. Just chill here on the stoop. Whereas you can have that mindset like, okay, I want to do something else. I want to do something that's better for me. But you got that person that's just holding you back. A lot of people is not in that mindset. Like they have a spine, like they spineless. That's another reason why people tend to go back to their old ways because they're spineless. They don't have a mind of their own. They tend to turn to somebody who they think is good for them, but they're toxic for them.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I could even go back to relationships. You're going back and forth with somebody the dead weight, it's been gone, but you still want to reminisce the old memories when it's time to move on. So that's why I just feel like it's just very important for people to understand who they are, because not a lot of people have an identity of who they are. They're just attached to the label that society gives them, whether you're a janitor, you're a teacher. That's your job title. That's not who you are as a man or a woman. And so people got to realize who they are when, there's nobody watching you. That's who you really are. So that's what people got to realize. Get a better understanding of who they are and get an identity.
And also, in terms of going to your old ways, you got to think about behaviors too. If you was out there, being upset, angry at the world all the time because that's all you know, being angry, whereas you're comfortable being angry at the world, but there's other ways like you could maintain your anger. There's like meditation, seek help. A lot of people get stuck in their old ways because they're stubborn and they're too scared of change. Too scared of change. They like, whereas they don't want to leap towards it. They just think like, okay, if I do this, it's not gonna work. They have like self-doubt.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about having confidence and understanding your mishaps, your free falls, and understand that there are people that are in a similar situation. Some people are even worse than you. but there's always some kind of help system, there's always kind of therapy, but you gotta make it known for yourself that hey, I need help, I need adjustment, and understanding that it's all a battle, and everybody need to be on the same accord, you know. And don't feel like you're looking down on yourself just because you're trying to seek help. That just makes you stronger, makes you a better woman or be a better man because you are seeking help because you're trying to correct your bad behavior, your toxic behavior that you put up with or you actually inflicted on other people, you know.
Exactly. And another thing too, whereas people could resort to their old ways or like to their old habits, is like in terms of style. If you was out there wearing the flashy clothes, the revealing clothes, because you feel like, okay, see, hindsight is 2020. One must know that inner self, peace, mind, and soul. And that's correct, Malik. That is correct. If you was out there wearing the revealing clothes because you feel like, oh, you was more comfortable because whereas you got all the attention, or you was out there with the flashy clothes, flashing all the money, flashing all you got because you know you were so used to getting that attention. But then as time progresses, there was consequence behind it. You got labeled as a hoe. You got labeled as, oh, you got money. We gonna rob you. So once that hits, to their mind, they're like, oh shit, I gotta change. Some people will be like, okay, I gotta change. Some people will just still get sucked into getting that attention because 9 times out of 10, that's what a lot of people seek for. When they seek to that situation, they seek for attention. They seek for some kind of, not like status, but some kind of praise. Because some people could turn around and be like, get caught up in the limelight, and they be like, and then shit hits the fan, they gotta lay low. But once slowly but surely, you coming, you trying to come back up, but you're doing it in a way that whereas you're doing it how you was before, just that got caused you to get caught up. That's how whereas they're so used to doing that. But they're doing it slowly but surely, and then you got other people looking at them like, okay, whoop, they hot damn hole, here we go again. You're doing the same shit.
Yeah, like I said, it's all about your mindset, getting away with bad habits, and just being around people with positivity is going to uplift you, not drain you, and just make you a better you. There are people that do want to help you out, do want to help you out, don't want to see you fall and fail, but also too, you do have people that do want to, they do want to pry on your weaknesses. So you got to know how to distinguish between the two.
Exactly. And then when you, as you mentioned that, be around people who's willing to help, it's so much a lot of people who brings in that positivity could do. Because there's a saying, you can't save those that don't want to be saved. You can't.
Yeah.
If they want to still go ahead with their old habits, you just got to let them fall. They'll come back big time.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing you really can do is put the offer out, like the old saying, so you can lead a horse to water, but the horse got to drink the water. So all you
Yeah,
can
that's
do is
true.
get the resources out there, and they take her to leave it. But at the end of the day, you're like, hey, I see you struggling. I know you're dealing with this. I'm putting the resources out there to you. It's up to you to drink the water or not. So I'm not going to keep helping you out because that's a lot of times that's going to hinder you. Like keep helping you out of a bad situation. You got to figure out how to dig yourself out your own hole that you dug yourself in.
Exactly.
You keep giving.
Uh,
Oh, go on.
no, I see that Sanisha, if I'm saying this correctly, Carly, Sanisha, oh shit, y'all, sorry. Sorry, y'all. Sanisha Carly says you get older people's opinions of you very mirror on your life. That is true, but 9 times 10, a lot of people don't know how to grow up. They still act like it's high school. So sometimes you gotta have thick skin when it comes to those negative opinions coming your way and be like, oh, okay, whatever. And you don't pay my bills. So I get where you come from, but a lot of people do not have thick skin. Once they're getting told like, oh, well, I heard so and so about you, I heard this about you. 9 times 10, they want to crawl in the crawl in the corner and don't want to come out. They don't want to be bothered.
That's why you gotta know who you are, have identity, what you're about, your standards. Because nobody should be able to shake you, break you down like that. You know who you are. You're able to be shaken down to a lot of stuff that they may be reporting. I might be true about you. You might have to look yourself in the mirror like, hey, Maybe there's some things I need to work on, and there's nothing wrong with that because everybody needs correction. Everybody needs somebody to let them know when they're messing up, when they doing good, when they're doing bad. So you got to have people around you to let you know that you're messing up, not just tell you what you want to hear or everything is going positively. You gotta be accountable who you allow in your circle, good or bad.
And a lot of people are too blind when it comes to when it comes to bringing people around your circle. People are blind. They're blind towards the who's here for you and who's not here for you. The only people who be there for you is the one who's being those people who's around you is the ones that where you could bring to the table, like what could make the whole thing popping. That's it. You're just the flavor of the week. That's it. And if you can't keep up the standards, guess what? They're gonna move on to somebody else. The minute you slip up, guess what? You're done. They move on to somebody else. That's why people tend to stick to their old ways because they want to keep themselves a higher accord, no matter if they're hurting themselves or they're hurting the people around them.
And also too, I mean, age should come with maturity. But not a lot of people mature with age. But also too, for your dating choices, I mean, you might have dealt with a toxic man or you might have dealt with a toxic female, but you elevate your mindset. You was able to find somebody that you're compatible with. A lot of times people they like to go back in your past vault, like who are you been with, especially with the whole Sierra situation. You know, Now what I'm saying you got a guy like Russell Wilson that finds her and honors her, put a ring on her finger. Now everybody's talking about, oh, you've been with Bow Wow, you've been with Future, you've been with Amari. Like she can't go through mistakes like any other man or woman, and she's not human. That's one thing I don't like about outside be like because you was that way back in the day doesn't mean that that's who you are now and going forward.
That's the same thing. Now you mentioned Sierra. That's the same thing they doing with Megan Good. Megan Good married herself a preacher. I forgot his name. Y'all know his name?
Devon,
Kind
yeah,
of.
Devon.
Yeah, yeah. They're still looking at her like you was talking to 50 Cent. You was doing this. You was talking to Tyrese. You was talking to this person. You was talking to that person. You was like that hoochie mama in the movies. You was that hoe pretty much. You was a video vixen. You was the hoe. And now, for her to go to that, they looking at her like, oh, she got to change her ways, this, that, and the third. And I remember there was a video out there. It was an old one where a lady asked her. They was asking her and her husband some questions, but a lady asked her like, okay, so now you're married to this man. Are you gonna keep your clothes on? And he didn't like that comment because it's like, my wife could wear what she wants. She's not being disrespectful to nobody, not even to me. So they still look at her as, okay, that same person. They don't look at her as, she's a changed woman. She's grown up.
Yeah, man, I do think those toxic relationships, those setbacks, they're needed for you to go out there and develop and to grow. A lot of times we look at it negatively, but you gotta look at the positivity because that makes you grow, makes you learn, makes you get a level wiser or smarter with decisions you're gonna make going forward. You gotta be hungry, you gotta be homeless sometimes, you gotta go through bankruptcy to actually learn the lesson that God or whoever you pray to is there to send to you. So it's not always a bad thing. I always look at a situation like, okay, it may not be good, but there's something better, greater out there, and you always have to look at the positive stuff, not just negative, or what's going on in your current circle.
Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Let me see what they said in the comments. People are also back to their old ways because of their failure. If their success is not measured properly, they resort to what works. That works sometimes, but not all the time. Because you can't just sit there and be like, I'm going to do the same thing over and over and expect it to work.
That's the
Nine
same
times
with
out
me.
of 10, yeah, 9 times out of 10, everything changes. Things change all the time. The rules change, but the game remains the same. So
Yeah,
you can't sit there and be stuck in your old ways. You can't expect to go to a lounge and expect that they're gonna be playing the same type of song. 9 times out of 10, you will go to the lounge one day, one week, They'll play the same thing over and over. 2, 3 months down the line, they might change up how the style is in the lounge because they probably went through under new management. So guess what? They change it up. Like people have to learn how to accept change. Yes, it is a big fear of what probably happened before, but Rome wasn't built in one day. They could take it one day at a time.
Yeah, take every day, day by day, learn from your mistake, learn from where you did right, wrong, and always self-assess. What could I done better? What can I done wrong? And always try to self-assess, especially when you get in a relationship. Try to, evaluate each other, what they could have done better. Rate them 1 to 10. It's always about communication and working on your issues. And instead of trying to argue, they try to compromise and try to see where each other is coming from.
Now, with communication, people is set on that too. Some people have a bad way of communicating, whereas they expect people to read your mind. And that sometimes is not good until it's too late. And that usually happens either in friendships, relationships, and even in families. Sometimes even at work. Like if I come into work and I have all this work in front of me, I don't know what to do with this work. I'm just gonna get it done. But if you don't tell me a deadline or anything like that, I'm just gonna get it done whenever I could get it done. But if you on some like, whereas later on you tell me, oh well, this is supposed to be done by 5 o'clock and it's already like 4:30. Why you didn't tell me this in the morning? The whole last minute stuff. That doesn't ride. Some people's not good when it comes to communication. People think that you're supposed to read their minds and stuff like that. And 9 times out of 10, I was not. My mom and Magneto didn't hook up and create me. So people have like a lack of communication. People tend to, instead of like, talking it out, like you said, they argue. They want to scream. They want to yell. They want to talk over each other. Like the best way to talk is they want to just yell and cuss you out instead of having like a face to face conversation. Or sometimes, whereas people resort to, and I hate to say this, don't nobody drag me when I say this, people tend to resort to subs, throwing subs at somebody instead of calling the person up or talking to the person face to face and say, hey, do we got a problem? Do we got an issue? What's going on? People now these days, they resort to subs instead of going to how it was like talking like adults. People set to their ways like they want to be trolling. They want to be doing the whole subbing like children.
Yeah, I mean, you see situations where guys, you can't just call a man up like, hey, ain't like what you said, let's talk about it. People just want to put you on blast or make videos about you. It's like, that's uncalled for, Just talk like adults and see if y'all can come to a common ground, you don't need to be calling each other out, name calling, arguing, fussing, going back and forth. Like I said,
Or
this ain't
not
high
only
school,
that,
this ain't middle school, this ain't grade school.
whereas you got people who want to bring in third parties too, like who want to bring in the third party, like they don't even know what's going on, but they're your friends. They're gonna just jump in for you, and it's like, no, that's not how this works. We gonna talk face to face, or we gonna talk on the phone, or we gonna talk FaceTime. Somehow we gonna talk, and we gonna come to a common ground. We don't come to a common ground. Guess what? We tried. That's all that matters.
What's going on, Miss Covington? Hannah said a thief returns to a crime scene and eventually gets caught, but a lie will keep going until someone figures out the lie. My grandmother's world, but you're only lying to yourself.
I know there's a saying behind that. You can run from a thief, but you can't run from a liar. You can catch a thief all you want, but the liar you can't. The person gonna keep lying and lying and lying and lying and lying and lying until it's like to the point that they lying so much that they forget what they was lying about.
Yeah, Bishop said you would go right back to what haunts you, being around people that are going nowhere. Yeah, like I said, with me, I gotta go be around productive people, people that's being productive in society, or uplift me, or challenge me, and not, change my thought process, my consciousness, etc. I can't be around people that's not gonna raise me, or just elevate me. So, you know, that's just me personally.
And a lot of people tend to stick to their old ways, like I mentioned before, because that's all they know. They stick to the people that's been around them, that's not doing nothing with themselves, because of the fact that some of them could be socially awkward. They don't know what to do with new people. They don't know what to say. They don't know what to do. Like, do they fear they say the wrong thing or do the wrong thing? So sometimes they stick to the people they know at this
All right,
point
Malik
in life.
said at that point you know to remove yourself from the liar world, so to speak. Yeah, yeah, I agree with that.
You can't, yeah, you can't remove yourself from the liar world, but they still gonna come and pop up. It's up to you to figure out, hey, do you want to keep this person around? It could be somebody you knew when you was a kid. Do you want to keep this person around that you knew from your childhood? Or do you distance yourself from this person immediately until they figure out what they want to do and you continue with your life?
Yeah, like I said, it's all about cutting ties, knowing how to cut people off. Not hanging on the string for 5, 6, 7 seconds longer. You want to know when to cut the string and let go of people who's not going to advance you and just going to cripple or handicap your development.
Let me see. Hannah said, I will leave and let you do you. And that's the point. Yes, leave and let the person do what they need to do. Don't sit there and just chase behind them, because then you're gonna be looking all crazy like you chasing somebody who's not valuing themselves, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they're not valuing you themselves, then what do you expect them to do to you? Treat the same way. So you gotta be cautious of whoever you allow in your circle. You know, like I said, there's nothing wrong with elevating yourself, trying to do something new, whether it's going to school or learning a trade, trying out for a new position. Because, like I said, you're going to succeed and stuff. You're going to fail, but that's how you learn and just get better.
True.
And also,
Like
too, you
you.
gotta
Hmm.
you gotta hinder far with your self talk. Your self talk can hinder your development too. You know, you could be
Yeah.
seeing some people can see the best out of you, but because you're so negative within your headset, within your mindset, you can't really see the greatness that you're designed to be.
Exactly. You can, in order for you to, there's a saying, what RuPaul used to say, if you don't love yourself, how the hell you gonna love somebody else? And then she
No, you
said, "Can I
can't.
get an amen?" You know. And let me see, Shay Smith. Oh, my boy Shay said, "Our mistrust of the future makes it hard to give up the past." Yes, it does, but at the same time, you gotta go forward. It's going to sometimes hurt to go forward, but you cannot go back. Once you go back, you're gonna end up sometimes stuck, and once you're stuck, it's gonna be hard for you to come out to that situation.
Yeah, like I said, it's all about knowing your truth and don't blind yourself, don't hinder yourself, don't handicap your own self worth, self development, trying to hang on to something that isn't going nowhere, no kind of progression. So, you always want somebody in your corner that's going to be positively, is going to tell you when you're messing up and get you straight. And like I said, if it's all in love, you can't have your walls built. Because sometimes you can be talking to somebody and you think they're trying to hurt you, but this person, their track record has always been good. So you have to interpret it as they're trying to help you out and not trying to belittle you or talk down to you.
Exactly. Some folks believe that their lies are
What's
work
going
for
on,
them, which that's
Tawana? What's
true.
going on, man?
Which that's true, Hannah. People do believe that their lies is best for them, but 9 times 10, it's gonna be that one person that lies so much, and they're gonna get caught real, real bad, and it's like, what else is left for them to do? They have to change their behavior. If they go around being a pathological liar, making it seem like you lying about everything and everyone, then guess what? That person's gonna get caught. And what makes it worse, like if they caught with receipts, then they're gonna have to crawl in the hole again and figure out their game plan. So sometimes people do resort to their bad way, not bad way, excuse me. Let me refrain that, to their old ways just to make themselves look good. But 9 times out of 10, you got some people that will just be like, okay, they look good, but then you got some other people looking at them like, yo, what the fuck you doing? Calm that shit down. You need to change. You don't change, guess what? It's gonna be consequences in the end. 9 times 10, you're gonna have people not want to talk to you. You had 9 times 10, you're not gonna have people not want to be around you. 9 times 10, people somebody gonna want to bust your ass if you want to resort to your old ways. 9 times 10, the last parts, you'll get your ass beat one way or another. I
Yeah,
don't
I
fight
mean,
with
that's why
fools
you
no
got
more.
to you gotta be afraid. You can't be afraid to lose people because not everybody's gonna be walking the same path you're gonna walk. Not everybody going the same direction. Some people are gonna be the narrow road or you got the broad road. So everybody can go in the same direction, and you don't want everybody in the same direction. You want to be in your own path. People that's gonna respect you, want to uplift you, and lead the ones who's not gonna encourage you behind.
Let me see here. I don't fight with fools no more. That's good for you, Hannah. Don't be fighting with nobody. Shay said, like y'all both said, it's up to that person or that circle to set the right path, believe in setting people free. Yeah, some people don't like to be free. Some people like to be just stuck, stuck in molasses.
Yeah, but like I said, I mean, all you can, like I said, all you can do is offer the resources out there. They're either going to reach out or not. But you can't, baby, you can't handicap nobody. Either they're going to make the adjustments and do the improvement for them themselves or they're not. So, you know, it is what it is.
Exactly. Exactly. Now, sometimes, whereas, and it's good, and it like, it's good to move on and not be stuck in your old ways because sometimes your old ways could just like, it could be boring. It gets boring to the point like, okay, you want to try something new. Like, for example, you've been eating cheesecake for the past 3 years. You don't want to eat cheesecake no more. You tired. So now you want to try like fudge cake, chocolate cake. Or whereas whereas some people I know, they don't drink anymore. People used to just drink just to have a good time. And that was their way of having a good time until it woke them up to realize like, okay, this is not how I want to do this anymore. I want to go ahead and move on. But sometimes when they hit rock bottom, they want to go back to what that makes them feel comfortable, makes them forget things. And 9 times out of 10, when they forget things, they end up going back to a dark place. Trust me, I know.
Yeah, yeah, that's true though. But yeah, like I said, you gotta, try to get out your old ways, be open minded, especially you got somebody new. They may have different inventions, new ideas, and it's always good to be considerate where they're coming from. That way, y'all can balance each other out. The stuff they may not know, and vice versa. So it's always good to try to be at an even playing field and balance each other out. Like I said, just try something new. You know, it's something different because a lot of times you're stuck in the same way, the same mindset, the same direction day in and day out. You're waking up, going to work, doing the same thing at work, coming home, doing the same thing. A lot of times you're just so used to it that you're not really open minded to nothing else. So, you got to be open and you got to be honest to try new things and understand that people aren't everybody trying to hinder you or trying to handicap you. Some people actually want to see you succeed and want you to make it in the world.
That is true. You do got a point about that. There are people out there that's not bad, so to speak. So to the people out there, like I would say, like you should be able to overcome that fear. It's not gonna like I mentioned earlier. It's not gonna happen overnight. It's gonna take it one day at a time. Hell, like you said, self. How is it? Self talk to yourself. Like give yourself self-talk. Sometimes if you feel uncomfortable talking to yourself, write it down on a journal. Write it down on a notepad. There was, what was it? If you guys remember that show, Mary Jane, the one with Gabrielle Union, you remember that show?
Nah,
Okay. It used to come on BET. I don't know if it's still on right now. She will take sticky notes and she will write like stuff like that would encourage herself. And like, positive stuff that gives her encouragement. So, do stuff like that. Let's say Hannah. Okay, Hannah. So you know what I'm talking about. You know that show with being Mary Jane when she used to take sticky notes and write positive stuff on it about giving her like the upper hand, like positive vibes, pretty much.
but yeah, Joe said mental illness is the reason to go back. Yeah, that could be true. What's your thoughts about that?
Yep, willpower. Let me see. Yeah, then she turned around and do the same thing. Oh, yeah, that kills me with that with Mary Jane. She turned around and she ended up doing the same thing. She ended up going back to what she was doing before, and it was a little messy. It was a little messy, not good. But don't get me wrong, I kind of fell off on the show a little bit, but I know there were certain parts that, let me see, yes, with this posted informations, yeah. Um, she will go ahead and do go back to do the same thing instead of doing what she's supposed to be doing.
Yeah, but yeah, you got anything else to add on to video?
No,
Good.
no, good. Thank you for having
All
me.
right.
Like I said, I never done this live stuff before. I usually do this on my YouTube channel. I'll make sure I leave the link down below in the comments. So y'all go ahead, click on that link and subscribe to my channel, Lala's World.
Yeah, everybody, y'all go check her out on YouTube. She's doing big things. Y'all check her out, and everybody, y'all check me out YouTube, Facebook. Everything talks JC. Anybody want to come on with a debate discussion, any kind of topic? It's a non-judgmental platform, so you come on and say what you gotta say. I love having people come on, love my guests, and appreciate everybody for tuning in tonight. Everybody
Thank
have
you guys.
a blessed and safe night. Everybody, y'all be good. Thank everybody for tuning in. Make sure y'all share this video and make sure y'all check LaLa out on YouTube as well too. So everybody, once again, you have a blessed and safe night. I'm out. Peace.